Hello, this is simply about networking protocols, and today we're talking about interfaces. Each interface is described in specific specifications, so I wouldn't mention all of them here. You will find them when you read specifications related to the protocols. And main interface that used for operations of receiving and transmitting packet is port. Port is the basic interface of the device that receives signals. Also, port plays role of the L2 interface for the switching. If port can be assigned with MAC address, or we can communicate to device using device's MAC through this port. LAC. LAC is combined interface. When administrator configures LAC, it includes all ports that are added into this LAC through protocols or statically by administrator, and LAC obtains all physical possibilities of all active ports that are configured as members of the LAC. Important, only active ports counts, except general number of ports in the LAC. LAC is interface so each port inside this LAC processes signals, and LAC overall plays role of L2 interface that is legit for a switching if LAC can be assigned with MAC address, or we can communicate to device using device's MAC. VLAN. VLAN is important interface that plays role of division device to slices. Each slice contains only ports that are members of this VLAN, including LAC. So when VLAN operates with LAC, it operates with all ports in this LAC as with single instance related to this LAC. And again, VLAN is legit for the switching if it can be assigned with MAC, or we can communicate to device using device's MAC. Important, port and LAC are legit for switching, but they are not operational in switching until they are member of specific VLAN. You can hear more about that listening to the videos related to the VLAN description and switching, bridging description. Now let's talk about L3 interfaces or routing interfaces. Port can be a router interface if IP can be assigned to this port. That's simple. LAC can be a router interface if IP can be assigned to this LAC. That's simple. Unlike switching, port and LAC are legit router interfaces once IP is assigned to those interfaces. Here, participation in the VLAN doesn't play a role. And one more router interface is VLAN. VLAN can be a router interface if it assigned with IP. All ports and LACs that are members of those VLAN participating as single entry port to the router interface VLAN when VLAN assigned with IP. Important note, if VLAN is assigned with IP, LACs and ports within this VLAN should not have their separate IPs, otherwise system will have troubles with detecting which interface should process some specific packet. That's simple. Thank you. Listen to next videos.